Every time you sell Bitcoin, you walk straight into a trap. And most people don't even see it. See, the average person thinks the game is simple. Buy Bitcoin, hold, and then sell when it goes up. And you get rich. But that's not how wealth works. Because the moment you sell Bitcoin, the IRS shows up with a smile and an empty plate. You've triggered a taxable event. You've just agreed to hand over a slice of your profit. And that right there is why the rich rarely, and I mean rarely, sell their Bitcoin. Today, I'm going to show you how the wealthy use Bitcoin to build real financial freedom without selling it, and without panic borrowing, and without blowing everything on Lamborghinis. Let me walk you through the real game. Why selling Bitcoin is the beginner mistake. Look, most people don't have a wealth problem. They have a thinking problem. They think wealth is built by selling something at a higher price. But selling triggers taxes, and selling reduces your base. Selling kills your momentum. So think of it this way. If you buy Bitcoin at $10,000 and it goes up to $50,000, that looks like a huge win, right? But the moment you sell, the government says, "Thank you, please leave your donation on the table." And this is why I personally don't sell my Bitcoin. I don't sell my Ethereum, and I don't sell my gold. I don't sell my silver. I stash them. I hoard them, and I let them sit there as stores of value. Because I don't need to sell them. I don't need the cash. I have something better. Cash flowing assets. What most crypto millionaires get wrong. Let me tell you what usually happens when someone gets rich off Bitcoin. They hit a big win. They panic sell because they think they need the money, and then they pay taxes, and they buy a big house, a Lamborghini, maybe a second Ferrari, and then they wake up one day thinking, where did all my money go? That house? Not an asset. It costs money every single month. That Lambo? Also not an asset. It drains your pocket every second you own it. So what did they really do? They sold an appreciating asset, paid taxes, and bought liabilities. Congratulations, you just made yourself poor again. Most people don't have a spending problem. They have a misunderstanding of assets problem. How investors actually play the game. Let me show you the real game the rich are playing. It goes like this. I own a business, I own real estate. These are assets. Assets put money in your pocket every month. That's called cash flow. And that cash flow, that's what buys my Bitcoin. That's what buys my gold and silver. That's what buys my Ethereum. So I'm not using my money to buy Bitcoin. My assets are buying my Bitcoin for me, which means I pay zero for it. My businesses and my buildings literally buy my stores of value. I don't need to sell them. I don't need to borrow against them. I just accumulate. That's the mindset difference. Employees sell assets and pay taxes, and investors use assets to buy more assets. The big misunderstanding about borrowing against Bitcoin. Now let's clear up something a lot of crypto guys get wrong. Some people say, just borrow against your Bitcoin so you don't sell it. It sounds smart, right? Well, not always. Because when Bitcoin drops, and yes, it will drop, lenders start knocking, margin call, repay the loan, or lose the asset. You don't want to be forced to dump your Bitcoin at the worst possible time. So again, borrowing isn't the solution. Cash flow is the solution. If your business or real estate is funding your Bitcoin, you don't need to borrow against your Bitcoin at all. Bitcoin is wealth storage, not cash flow. This is where most people get stuck. They think Bitcoin is an investment that will pay them every single month. No. To me, Bitcoin is a store of value. Same as gold, same as silver. Gold is God's money. Bitcoin is people's money. You don't buy it to produce income. You buy it to protect your money from inflation, stupidity, and government mistakes, and endless money printing, right? But you still need cash flow to live. And that cash flow must come from assets that pay you, not from selling the things that are meant to protect you. The real move, convert Bitcoin into cash flowing assets. So here's the mindset shift. If you're going to become rich, you must figure out how to convert your Bitcoin into other assets. And no, not by selling it, but by using your wealth to acquire things that produce income. That means real estate, businesses, online income streams, cash flowing investments, Things that put money into your pocket every single month. This is what the rich do. When Bitcoin goes up, they don't sell it to buy a sports car. They use the wealth effect to buy more assets, and those assets pay for their lifestyle. Let me say this clearly. If your Bitcoin is making you buy flashy things, you're playing the game like a beginner. If your Bitcoin is helping you buy assets, you're playing the game like a millionaire. A simple example anyone can follow. Let me make this simple. Imagine you start a small online business, selling something like consulting, even freelancing, and let's say it makes you $1,000 a month. You take $300 of that and buy Bitcoin every month. No selling, just stacking. Now, Bitcoin rises. And great, you don't sell it. It just sits there like long-term savings. Then, you take the cash flow from the business and buy a small rental property. Say that property pays you $200, $500 a month. And guess what? That money can now buy more Bitcoin. That Bitcoin sits there and protects your wealth, while the business and real estate create new wealth. This is a true formula. Cash flow buys stores of value. Stores of value protect your wealth, and that's the system that rich people use. And it works in every single economy. The mindset difference that keeps the rich rich. The rich do not chase lifestyle, they chase assets. Then the assets pay for the lifestyle. Most people chase lifestyle first. The shiny car, the big house, the designer stuff. But if you buy those things before you buy assets, you just lock yourself into working forever. The rich understand one simple rule. Assets first, lifestyle later, paid for by the assets. That's how the rich stay rich. So here's the bottom line. Stop selling Bitcoin. Stop thinking like an employee. Stop trading your long-term wealth for short-term stuff. Start thinking like an investor. And let your business and your real estate produce cash flow. Let that cash flow buy your Bitcoin. Let Bitcoin protect your wealth. And that's the real game. And anyone, yes, even starting from zero, can learn to play it. If you found this helpful, tap the like button, subscribe, and check out other videos on the channel. And let's keep building your financial freedom, one smart decision at a time.